On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, I'm not going to repeat the same joke I made for April Fool's already, but also we're going to talk about that, and then 13 million downloads. It's just a regular MHXA fest.
Yay!
Hi, I'm one of your hosts. I was going to say Dancer Omega, but that's not true. We all know white guys can't dance. With me, as always, is...
I'm Manager.
Yeah, Manager Lucky.
Yeah! Everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka Everyone's Idols. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EM versions of the game, so anyone not wanting spoilers, make sure to live properly and safely.
So, you might think that this would be the part where Omega says, double spoiler warning today, but no, not actually. There's a few days left in OQ. I only just finished it, at 3 a.m. last night. And I believe, Lucky, you are still working on it.
No, I beat it.
Oh,
I beat it.
Okay.
I beat it the day it came out. I've not cleared everything, not all the side stuff, but
okay. Well, there's still some people who are pushing to finish it up, so we'll give them a little bit of time. I know some people have been busy working on stuff. We'll let them finish out. We won't do the full thing. We'll give everybody the whole thing.
Lucky took some choice screenshots.
Also, for reasons we're going to talk about in a second. If we were to discuss OQ in full this week, that would be the moment where we talk for 5 hours too long, and that is not really doable right now.
I think I like how you put it earlier. We talk way too long, and someone dies. To my immediate response was, that someone would be me.
Yes, but
yeah.
That's just in general. That's we talk too long and somebody dies. Just it so happens that this week it would be Lucky. But let us move swiftly on thanking our patrons, like Adam DeHarp, Ahaga Comics, Akikaze Yumi, Architect 10, Black Doji, Carlos, Qua, Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Jonathan Sandoval, Kylie Den, Legendary Boston, Lear Custom, Region Raptor, Rogue Robin, Charvor, Shiny P, Some Guy Bob, Soda Over 24, and 723. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider spreading us a Patreon and get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out.
Thank you.
And yeah, I don't have any other pre-bit bants, so I'm ready to lightning round and just start smashing through segments.
Alright, well, first we'll start with you, then me, then back down to you, back to me, then you, then me. I'm not going to keep going with that.
No, I'm going to push the mash button now.
Yeah.
Senpai! 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for... Yeah, we're 3 minutes in. Wake the fuck up, Senpai. Our regular segment for Pro Tips. This week, I have added the Speed Force to Pro Tips, and will just remind you that April's login items are Night Metals, Dragon Fangs, and Poison Needles. A lot of people excited about those Night Metals.
Mm-hmm. I've already grabbed me a couple.
All right, well, let us continue moving swiftly on to Records from the Throne, our regular achievement topic. It's me this week.
Yay.
Lucky got all his stuff out of the way first week. But, so I obviously talked about how I was going to spend monthly tickets on Kama, and I did that. And I was very disappointed, so I did the thing I don't like to do, and I gave it another 10 spin. Which was good, because I got Kama. Yay. Now, fortunately, because of news we're about to cover, the breaking of my self-control will be immediately repaid, but I did break my own rules, and I rolled an extra 10 spin. This is the unfortunate thing that does happen when you do just stockpile quartz, is sometimes you have quartz left in your account to just roll, but I got a Kama, so I'm not going to be mad at me. I'm just going to be disappointed. Anyway, in the intervening time, because that also happened to coincide with Assassin Lancer Day, I have protected Kama and provided smiles.
Yay.
I'm glad I got Kama because she's very fun. Some of that is probably just having an MLB damage CE and the fact that she's plus 100%, but it's fun.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, I'll come back in 2 weeks and be like, I don't remember this being this slow. Curse you, assassin damage mod. Alright. And now it's time for not all the world's evils, but damn close.
Mm-hmm. This is Lucky. So, Lucky has just written here in the show notes, Lucky is Pain Peko. Now, y'all might be wondering, Lucky, you sound pretty slow, chill, floaty. And let me tell you, Lucky is all that, and not just a fucking bag of chips. Cause Lucky just popped some muscle relaxers, some ibuprofen, some acetaminophen, and then I washed it all down with a bunch of alcohol. This is Lucky telling you all, don't do this. Don't fucking do this. It's a horrible idea. Why am I doing this? Well, the reason why I'm doing this is because Thursday... Was it Thursday? Yes, it was Thursday. because it was yesterday, which was Thursday. Fucking Thursdays. Yesterday, I strained my back, my lower back. And not in the, ooh, no, it's a little bit of pain, as in, oh no, I can't fucking walk without, almost crying at work. So, I had to basically go home, pop a bunch of pills, and become a log for a while. And I've recovered a little bit. I can walk around and all that crazy stuff right now. But it's very hard for me to sit in a comfortable position for long periods of time without mounting pressures and pains. At least not without the help of a lot of pain meds and other things that might numb pain. I am let's see here, I've been taking drugs, I've been trying to do some stretching. I have an ice pack strapped to my back, probably switch it out with a heating pad later. This ain't my first rodeo with a back injury, but man, it sucks.
Kids, your back is important.
It is important. This is why I was referencing this earlier. Make sure you take care of your body. Make sure you stretch. Make sure you do basic strength exercises. You don't have to be a bodybuilder, but treat your body right. It's the only one you got.
Yeah,
right now.
I've never had like a back thing, but I've done horrible things to my, well, not like horrible fleshy things, but like horrible muscle and tendon things to my legs before.
Mm-hmm.
We have a backyard that has a slight slope, and I used to attack it with a weed whacker, and that led to at least once when I had an awful like leg strain. I had to go inside and sit down, but because I was in the basement, there were stairs, so I had to like literally lie down for I think a good 30 minutes before I was able to, drag my ass upstairs. Mm. But yeah, so that's why we're having such a high-speed, low-drag show.
Low. I'm the low part.
It's because Lucky is injured, and we don't know how long Lucky will be here for. He may become ghost. Should be alright with some ibuprofen and a leave for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. You have any other further comments on that?
No.
Okay. Though I do want to throw out, because of that, there is no mailbag today. There was no mailbag posted this week. Lucky didn't get to it earlier in the week, and then definitely didn't get to it later in the week for that thing he just said. So, also, I mean, I don't know if Lucky has the juice to sit here for literally an hour and read all your comments and deal with you people. So we're going to skip it this week. And actually, so we were thinking up stuff because we were talking about the show today, and I was like, okay, if Lucky can't do it, I'll do some weird baby solo news only show. And then today I was talking, I was like, okay, I'll go ahead with that unless you feel really ride or die, because I don't want anyone to think that I like bamboozled Lucky into this. No, I was like, Lucky, if you want to do it, well, I'm ready to go, but otherwise I'll do it myself. And you were like, nah, I'll do it.
No, I don't want people wanting Omega only shows. No. Right? What's the there's a phrase. There's a turn of phrase. I can't think of it right now. I don't know.
But all right.
But Lucky's insecure. So no. Ugh. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's ask everybody, did you finish your master missions? That reminds me, I didn't actually. I didn't do the FP summons before we started. I'll do it after. You got a couple days. So I spoiled one of them. You need to do 30 FP summons. Then you need to defeat 20 enemies, not servants or bosses. Then defeat 40 enemies, not servants or bosses. Then defeat 15 enemies with the Heaven attribute, and do a quest with a Lancer in your party 5 times, and then do a quest with an Assassin in your party 5 times. So this is big do the event vibes. So do the event, nerds. What are you doing? But alright.
Alright.
That's it. So let's cycle through what will be the quote-unquote bulk of the show. Because even if we weren't trying to do a short show, we are amazingly punctual this week. We were at about 10 minutes in. But don't worry, we're still doing that fan servant Friday today because I pushed it, so I will definitely do it because I've already posted the poll for this month, so I gotta clear out my backlog. But we do have an awful lot of news. Most of it NA, but there was that Anime Japan stream, so there's some JP news at the end. Some very perplexing JP news. We'll get into it. It was a weird one. But the first thing is we have an official time period, the Babylonia Blu-ray Commemoration Volume 1, started at 29th going until the 11th of April. So it had the CE exchange, as mentioned on the video they did, the Chaldea Broadcasting Station. I'm pretty sure I checked. I owned all of them beforehand, so I just got another copy of the Aresh Ishtar one. There is a big old Ishtar Enkidu Cascale Anna Ushi banner that people are rolling on. I ask you, why on earth would you subject yourself to Enkidu spooks? That's why I skipped that.
Mm-hmm.
But Ishtar did get an animation update. I haven't had a chance to look at it because she's not a bonus servant. I cry.
He cry.
Maybe there'll be some saber enemies in the upcoming events we're talking about. But they also added 3 commemoration quests for 2 Saint Courts and a ticket. But this also may have caused some ruckus. There was a schedule maintenance for this, but there was some emergency maintenance afterward, which I presume is going to be related to the fact that these commemoration quests came with in-app videos. So you download a short little clip from the episode, the first 3 episodes, namely, one for each quest. It plays the clip, and then after you do the quest, you can decide whether or not to save the clip forever. So this is a me thing mostly. I don't like how to do the quest you have to download, even if it's only like 8 megabytes. You have to download a video and have it play like that. Guys, I'm playing FGO. You've already got me in the marketplace. I don't think you should have to shill Babylonia that hard.
Again, Mega, it's not just you. They didn't make this game specifically for you to play.
Well, no, but like that, I would assume most people, though I suppose when this event came out in Japan, there was a little bit of a longer gap between when Babylonia happened and when the anime released. I don't know, I don't like that it's like, you have to do a data download to do these quests for courts and a ticket. I don't know, there are people who have I used to have a tighter data budget on my phone, but they do at least let you delete, and I do want to say, I was actually quite surprised. The clips of Babylonia don't look bad on my phone screen, so
no.
They didn't really skimp on them. That said, I'm pretty sure, because this is the first time I think we've had in-app video ourselves.
No, I would consider the openings in-app video. You can watch those anytime.
Oh, I suppose you can. Those are shorter though. But
no, I don't think they are. I think they're longer.
Right. They probably are longer, aren't they? Because they would be more of the song.
Yeah.
That said, I don't actually... Do those have video player functions, though? I've never gone back and watched them. Can you fast forward and skip and stuff?
I don't think so, no.
That may be then what caused it, because you can actually, fast forward or pause the very short clips they did for the thing.
That probably caused complications.
Yeah. And I do believe in JP, they would have, before this happened, they did actually drop the whole first episode of Babylonia on your phone. We didn't get that. You had to go through Funimation to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that probably caused some glitches with the added features to go back and forth. But the emergency mate got fixed. They gave us some apples. Yay.
Yay.
And like I said, 2 Saint Courts and a ticket. It's nice. Speaking of free courts, we got our April Fool's web game this year, FGO Shooter.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to play it because I was focusing on Slamajam and Ooku, but it seemed fun. So it was a web game. It was a pretty simple one. You could also play it on your phone, actually. I know some people talked about how the later stages were hard on your phone, but...
Yeah, mine was fine, but...
I actually found it a little janky because I just opened it up on my computer. I found it a little janky with mouse. Sometimes it would, your mouse cursor would slip off the screen and you'd lose control of the cannon.
Oh no, the cannon!
A little weird. But it was fun, and it did actually use the FGO Quest assets.
Well, they're getting better with them every year.
Mm-hmm. So that's good. We got our assets. They gave you the profiles. You got 10 Saint Courts in main FGO.
I'm a little upset. I tried to share my 999,999,999 score with all the Sakura faces from stage 3, and it didn't work. So I was like, huh.
Are you sure it didn't work? I remember that tweet from you.
Did you? I don't know where. I don't see it on my own fucking thing. Did I post it to the studio account? I hope I didn't.
You've been retweeting a lot lately because nope, it's right here. I will link it to you and to everyone in Patreon.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad that they had melt in the previous one, so I couldn't actually put them all, but whatever.
Hey, right here, we did the thing. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think this is going to solidify our future, we already were, but I think this confirms that our future April Fool's plans. They're going to use the assets from some of these games that they do, but they're not going to go to the trouble of localizing an app that's only going to exist for 24 hours and releasing it on an app store, etc., as an extra step, because it goes away, and that's extra dev time from either the core FGO team or our localization team that could be spent on better content when they can get you the bulk of the funny on just a web app extension.
Well, I think they got to put their fucking app localization efforts into something else, which we'll talk about here. in a few segments.
Yeah, so, one of our final big things, news just popped. Was it earlier today? No, it was late last night, I think. It was at midnight. They've announced 13 million downloads. Because, of course,
Yeah.
it is that time. It starts the 4th, so basically right as OQ ends, and goes until the 18th. Though a lot of the campaigns end on the 11th, along with that Babylonia campaign, so expect... What the heck is supposed to happen next? Is it Gouda Gouda rerun?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that'll probably be the 11th then at that rate. But anyway, 13 million downloads. Log in for 7 days to get various tens of things. No, they have not implemented the consecutive thing yet. We still got a few more of those to cycle through.
My weakness.
But yeah, you can get in there for up to 10 of things, including 10 summon tickets at the last day. You get double Super Great Suck Chance. The amount of inventory expansions you can buy for both second archives will go up by 100. So the inventory doesn't actually increase, but you can buy 100 more. Speaking of increases, though, your command code inventory will just straight up increase by 50, so it will go from 100 to 150. Good of them to nip that problem in the potential bud, since you do get like 3 command codes per event. And now here's the big one, folks. You will get up to 190 Saint Courts from the Interlude Master Missions. Basically, 10 Saint Coins for every 10 interludes you've cleared. Up to 190. So that's the big one. That's literally going to double the amount of SQ I have right now. Well, not quite literally. I got like 1 or 2 more from finishing the event, but like, yeah. So that's cool.
Big cool. I love quartz.
To facilitate this, until the 11th, all interludes will be 1/4 AP. So, do interludes, guys.
I'm glad I'm actually fairly caught up on my interludes.
Because I've been getting a wealth of like random 4 and 5 star servants lately. I am actually a little behind on a couple, but I'll take advantage of the 1/4 AP to catch up. But yeah, so that will facilitate you getting all your master missions. There will also be some other special stuff we'll cover with master missions. But they did also announce extra DaVinci Shop inventory, so the usual thing. During this week period, or couple week period, you can buy extra tickets, extra XPs, etc. Those extra XPs will be good because you will notice before this and in the future, there's no half AP daily, sadly. Just the double suck chance. What they're focusing on is interludes and story. Speaking of story, if you have cleared or do clear the prologue, the intro chapter of Lost Belt 3, by the 4th of... what's after April? May. There we go. Remember my calendar. May. You get 10 Saint Courts. So basically, if you've already done Lost Belt 3, you get 10, and to incentivize you to complete Lost Belt 3, or get started at least, you'll get 10 more if you do this in this period. Speaking of which, 1/4 AP story up to Lost Belt 3 intro until the 4th of May as well. So there's a lot of emphasis in this event announcement for doing Lost Belt 3, basically.
Yes.
If OQ wasn't enough of an incentive, they're like, no, seriously, guys, Lost Belt 4 is coming, you need to catch up.
Do it.
And of course, accompanying this, we have an MHXA summon banner with the old Valentine's banner C's. Yep.
My old foe.
The Nemesis. At least in this case, we can't get spooked, well, we can still get spooked, but we're not going to get, like, crazy spooked, because it's just a special MHXA summon banner.
I'm thinking I'll throw tickets on it, but I'm scared I'm going to get my first NP6 5-star.
We'll have to see what happens.
But
yeah, there will be a good... If you do all your logins and you buy the extra ticket inventory, there should be like 15 tickets available, so more than a 10 spin. But yeah, so if you want to catch up on your Valentine's CEs or take another crack at MHXA, there you go, here's your chance.
Yay.
And then the last bit of NA news is not really news, but they posted it on Twitter, so it's real, because it's no longer April Fool's Day. My nemesis. Yes, I can still say it's my nemesis, even though we posted an April Fool's video. Which some of you watched. And if you didn't watch, you should watch it anyway. It's funny. Also, I spent way too long coming up with a list of fake patrons to put at the end. I would love for our episodes to be brought to you by such characters as the Big Titty Gang. But, yeah. What NA announced on Twitter is that they're doing some kind of special Easter campaign starting on the 3rd of April. What this entails? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It has the...
They're using Learning with Manga Writer as the icon, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a pre-existing CE or anything. That said, I think we talked about this either last week or 2 weeks ago. There were a couple of escape room campaigns in this time block that we're obviously never getting, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think wasn't one of them
One of them would be soon in the schedule, I should say.
Well,
Not
no,
should be.
because one was the Sherlock Holmes ones, and then the other was the Ozymandias one.
Yep.
And wasn't it around this time that they also no.
I think the Baker Street one was first.
Yeah.
And then later they did the Ozymandias one. That was closer to Mayho Residence, which should be next month. Still, there's 20-ish Saint Courts, I think, between those two events or more. There's also some bonus CEs. So we may actually... Sorry, I coughed. We may actually get some of that in this Easter campaign.
Yeah.
Or we won't. I don't know.
We will see.
We'll see what happens. So that was all the NA news. There's quite a lot of it, but most of it's pretty expected. Pretty usual stuff. Still fun, though. I'm excited for some of those things coming. Get that extra Saint Quartz, get those things. But Anime Japan, or the special streams for Anime Japan anyway, was the last weekend, and some stuff happened. Sorry. Allow me to clear my throat. So FGO had 2 streams. One of them is for anime. So they talked about Camelot mostly. They gave a new trailer. And did they give a release date for the second movie?
I believe they did.
Yeah, there's a new trailer and a release date later this year for movie number 2. And if you were concerned about the animation quality of these movies, I mean, they show some... They show some... You think I'm the one with on painkillers or something with my speakings?
The speakings and the enunciations.
Lucky at least is talking slow. He might sound like he's high, because he is, but he's at least got great diction right now. Anyway, what I was going to say was they show some good frames of action animation in this trailer.
The trailer gave me tingles.
Yeah. It's got one of those really classy, almost Gynax style, whiteout frames in there. Picture lines. A lot of good stuff going on. Seems pretty neato.
Very neato.
Also, it has Nito in it. So yeah, that's cool. Looking forward to that. Also, still waiting on how we're gonna bring that first movie to the West, guys. Hoping for some streaming premieres. Funimation still takes my money every month.
Well, like I said, we talk about... I think we mentioned this. They're planning on streaming the Demon Slayer movies, so I'm hoping they're gonna try something similar.
Fingers crossed. So that was the first one. Then they did a second one, which was focused on Grand Order Carnival and actual FGO news. So... the Carnival stuff was interesting. They've got, another batch of episodes coming. They showed off some key art with Da Vinci, Jean, the likes. They had the voice actress who plays Gudako on the panel. They also had Nobunaga on the panel. So they had both masters on the panel.
It was great.
We may have blown Riri's mind at least once.
It was great.
So in case you didn't know, that Smash's VA was also on the panel. So it was hilariously adorable.
What did both the masters say to her that made her just die?
It was just like they simultaneously just said, Mashu. And they turned around to look at her and she was just like, senpai. And then they were both dying when the mascots came out with canned audio of them. That was pretty funny.
Also, shout out to Nobunaga for continuing to be a mad lad and going full Dantes. That was...
Yes.
Kind of great.
He also... Didn't he come up with a suggestion for a poll as to what to shorthand the series as? And got it called Grey Blue Fantasy?
Yeah.
He's a monster. A horrible monster.
It's a horrible monster. I mean, you have to be a horrible monster to fight that mascot master. Into the stream, you literally see him punching the Agaho on the top of Ahoge.
The idiot hair.
Idiot hair. I'm thinking about something else now. Good job, me. Ugh. I can't word. I'll make it lied.
I do that a lot. But yeah, so that was the front half, which is all cool and good. It's great. Going forward with Carnival. Looks great.
Say it.
Go ahead. You got something?
But the big thing is, Lucky actually had to eat some...
okay. Hold on, audience. My Discord connection has tanked.
Because seems not to be the case.
Okay, yeah, so I lost a lot of that. My Discord connection, tanked down to the red for a good 5 seconds there, and you were just super robot-y. So, what were you saying?
I was talking about how I had to eat some crow, because I was dead certain they would not be talking about what was coming up for their collab.
Well, yeah, so before they got to this part, we had this discussion, and some people were like, they're definitely announcing the collab, and you and I were like, that's like literally a month away. Will they really? So some people actually went back and checked, and Anime Japan is usually a source of big announcements for FGO, right?
Right.
But they usually announce whatever their next big thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Like they announced Lost Belt 1 in Anime Japan, stuff like that. So it has been the collab. It is not always the collab, as some people thought. That said, they did totally announce the collab, which tells me a couple of things. One of which is probably not another tentpole event this month, which is interesting. Maybe a rerun?
I'm thinking rerun. Like I said, I keep giving side eye to Case Files.
Be a good time for a Case Files rerun.
I think so.
I don't actually think. Yeah, JP hasn't come down with anything hard and fast yet, have they? To announce next? No, I don't think so. I'll scroll up in news desk. Yeah, they just did their own April Fool's thing, which we will mention later.
Yes.
But they are really working to build up this new collab, which is... Oh, well, and they've got 5 days left in the Akihabara event, too, so it's okay. But they announced that they are doing FGO X Waltz in the Moonlight Lost Room. That's right, FGO is collabing with FGO. Many people on the internet were bamboozled, perplexed.
Yes.
Some people, certain people, were, dare I say it, offended.
Like, here's the thing, I'm going to say this right now. I'm not offended or upset. I'm just really, really confused.
Yes. Confusing, I think, is an appropriate mood to be. I mean, I'll say this, like, if you're, like, genuinely upset and angry, get over yourself. Because, here's the thing. You're not gonna not play the collab. You're not gonna, like, quit FGO over this. Yeah, I know there's better stuff out there, but, like, I will say this, you don't actually care that much. You think you care, but you don't really, like, emotionally care that much about the collab being different. You're still gonna play it. And it's probably gonna be very interesting because of some other stuff we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, no, like, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. Like, they're leading up to something fair, I think, pretty interesting.
Yes, I think even though it seems like it seems like this is a cheap cop-out, it seems like they're not treating it like it.
No.
For a couple of reasons.
So, they already showed the welfare. There was much rejoicing.
Yes.
We have our first welfare foreigner, super important.
Mm-hmm.
First welfare foreigner, Mysterious Idol X Alter. Yes, we get an MHX welfare. Alter welfare, which I'm like, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
This is great.
Cool. We got our new alter and our new X alter, and she is the welfare foreigner, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. We can finally knock one, and we can finally cross that off the need to be a welfare list.
Yeah, that goes off our bingo card.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, based on Google Translate, she is the welfare. The way the news article phrases it is proceed in the event to permanently acquire blah blah blah. So 4-star welfare.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wacky. By the way, this means that assuming I'm almost assured there will be some kind of summon banner for this because this is FGO. They have not announced that one yet. So that one may actually be in our collage O Servants. So for some people, for some reason, a lot of people are thinking a full-blown Artoria idol. I don't know about that. I know she's like an unlockable character in the Waltz collab, but I don't actually know if we'll go that far.
Well, I don't know if it'll be a full summon, but they did. I'll move on to the next point here. They did announce that they're doing 12 costume dresses. They're showing up 2 every Tuesday, and so far they have revealed Helena, Mash, Nitocris, and Altera. A lot of people seem to think that they might be pulling from the original Waltz in the Moonlight game to give said servants, more idolish costumes.
Yes.
I do believe those.
First of all, 12 costumes, big news. No event has ever come with so much. I think there were 5 last anniversary.
I think so.
So, like, this is big. This is big. The other thing is that I have noticed is they're releasing trailers for all these costumes. I have not confirmed it independently, but I do believe each costume video comes with a different song. I do believe this is the voice actresses singing them, so it seems like there's some unique music and other assets being poured into this event, which is kind of a big deal. Like, obviously they do get Maya Sakamoto to, like, sing the openings because she's really involved with the whole thing, but, like, there's a lot of... First of all, idol singing is a pretty common talent if you're a voice actress in Japan as well.
Oh yeah, they invest a lot of money into their talent, so they usually train them in a variety of things.
Yeah, so... But
Quite
yeah,
often
you
you'll
get some interesting
see,
stuff going on there.
yeah, quite often you'll see voice actresses like singing opening endings, doing character insert songs, all that stuff.
So, despite some bamboozlement, some complaints, it does actually seem like they're going a little ham on this. Almost like they've realized that this might be kind of a weird collab, so they're going to put some extra effort into it.
All I have to say is, will this finally be the debut of SSR Elizabeth of Japan?
I'm hoping. If
I'm hoping.
if she doesn't at least get her costume in the Idol event, we should riot. That would be the most severely wasted opportunity, literally ever. Especially because I do believe she actually gets referenced in some of the new April Fool's art. But anyway, yeah. So they're revealing the remaining now remaining 8, 2 a week every week on Tuesday. So we'll look forward to whoever gets announced next. While there may not ultimately be a regular Tamamo costume, Cat is one of the costumes, so there could be a Tamamo costume. We'll have to see.
I'll take my wins where I can get them.
Yeah. Obviously a lot of people are like, why not Tsukihime collab? Ourselves included. We were pretty set on that. So I have a theorem here. It's related to the last bit of news we got out of that stream, which is that it was announced that Lost Belt 6 will be in June sometime, and it was confirmed that the primary scenario writer is still Nasu.
So Nasu didn't have time to write a fucking Tsukihime collab, because he would have been the one writing the Tsukihime collab.
Yeah, so that's the thing. What it sounds like is they decided to go with a softball collab this year because Nasu is a madman, and he is not only developing the Tsukihime remake to be published later this year, but also he did the primary writing anyway on Lost Belt 6, even though he said he would stop doing that after Lost Belt 5.2.
He's like, nope. He's like, I can't quit now.
Obviously there may have been other writers working with him, or he may have just been directing, but still, that's a major story project he was involved with, and then he's involved with another major story project, so yes, he would have to write the Tsukihime collab. He would be the guy. Who else do you get? You don't. So, yeah, I'm gonna guess that's why no Tsukihime collab this year. Now, next year, they don't got any excuse.
No, I don't know. I swear, every year we make our predictions of the collab, and every year we're just all they're like, nope, left curveball.
They just love to bamboozle us.
They do.
That said, guys, this does mean it's entirely possible now for FGO X FGO Arcade collab.
They've set the weirdest precedents. They really have.
No, to be fair, it's not that weird. If they collabed with something outside of FGO, besides just a login bonus, then we'd be like, what the fuck is happening? My entire reality is shaken. But
well, for me, this actually makes me mostly wonder about what's going to happen in an A in a couple years. Have they decided to button down and maybe develop localize Waltz in the Moonlight for other countries and release it?
I would reckon they probably have to. I was already pretty sure they would because it was only a limited app release for a limited time, right? It came out at 5th anniversary almost a year ago, and it was only available for so many downloads. But then, a month later, it came back permanently with some new stuff, and I do believe is still open now. You can still get it on the Japanese App Store. We had somebody actually check on the costumes, right?
Right.
So, what story summary? Devilish. It's a dance game. It's you dance with Mash in the Lost Room. And also it's way easier to localize than CCC. The only thing I think might be an issue is the music license, but also they're still FGO, so it's not really. So yeah, I was already thinking they probably would try and bring it over anyway. To me, this just solidifies the no, this means that they probably have to lock in their localization time and bring it over. Because otherwise, it would be really weird. And to be fair, they possess the power to do this, right?
Yeah.
The app is still out on the Japanese App Store. They still got the code. It's not like they threw it away. I don't think any new content has been added to it after that, other than after it got new content when it came back.
Because, unlike the April Fool's things, this is something that's built more to last, so I think they will have more interest in actually developing and releasing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting collab. I'll be interested to see what they do. Like we said, we have no idea of a banner or a potential banner servant. There probably will be one, so we'll have to see. Obviously, it's good news that they've, even though it's still a couple months away, they've locked in Lost Belt 6 in June, as us and basically everyone predicted. And we'll see. Does anybody have an up-to-date version of the servant map? The little servant roadmap thing they came out with? Because what I want to do is count how many silhouettes we've got left. Because my personal thoughts, obviously I've been saying this for a while now, my personal thoughts were that was not every servant in 2021, but every servant in the first half, clearly, because they've been going pretty at a fast clip with that. So I'm actually curious how many blank slides we have, because there'll be minimum 2 new SSRs for Lost Belt 6. Minimum 2. Because there'll be 2-part banners and they'll release them. One will probably be permanent, one will probably be story locked or limited. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting question mark to see how many slots left, because that's probably how many new events we've got to look forward to until anniversary. Assuming, of course, the anniversary servant isn't also already on that list. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Who will be the anniversary this year? Who knows? None of those silhouettes looks like a foxy lady.
How dare!
Also, please, for the love of God, especially because it's me and it's Lost Belt 6, don't Lost Belt 2 me, FGO. Don't Scotty me. And, dislocate the story limited servant to the friggin' anniversary banner. Don't do that. Please. Don't hurt me.
Nah, give me that Morgan Le Fay.
I mean, if there's actual... Somebody's saying that there's, lore and stuff. If there's actual, content in it especially, then they really gotta.
Yeah, you're not gonna put actual lore into a little side screen and be like, alright, have fun. That's, the most cop-out thing ever.
And that does make it more interesting, and I'm gonna bet probably why people are complaining about it is because they don't know there's actual content in Waltz. They probably just thought it was a dumb rhythm game. That means that it'll be all the more interesting to see them actually tie it back into the main product. But no, that does definitely, to me, suggest that they're going to localize it. They've got... Right now, our localization team has, a year and a half to realize they need to do this, like I said, because it came out at Anniversary 5. So, they have plenty of time to do the work and to sort out all the legal and stuff. So it'll be super interesting to see what's up there and go into it. But, nobody has provided me with an up-to-date image of the servant silhouettes in the chat, so I'll just have to wing it. And, you guys can do your own conclusions. Look it up yourself. So we look forward to the future, as always. And that is basically all our news. So, like I said, some big tentpole items, some stuff happened. But also, nothing groundbreaking, I don't think. The most bamboozling was the particular collab announcement. But, here we are.
Here we are. Here we go.
One last note is to throw out that you may have been seeing some interesting images on the internet over the past couple of days, FGO related. That is because JPFGO did do their April Fool's thing. They released a separate app, which is... I don't know about the details of the gameplay or anything, but its primary function is that it's got a procedural servant mashup generator, which randomly sticks heads on bodies of different Rio art servants and slaps them with random classes. So, you get some pretty crazy shenanigans out there.
It's funny.
Yeah. So if you've seen the cadre of weird-ass fan arts for FGO over the past couple of days, that's why. Because people have been getting, cursed shit Jack's tiny head on King Hassan's giant armor body, or people have been getting, actually funny and cool stuff, I saw a fan art of a Consort U head swap with one of the Lees. Somebody did a cool fan art of what was it? It was Suzuka with Hawk's body wearing her dumb hat. Devilish has posted possibly the most something result, which is Merlin's head on Scotty's body. The meta. There is also, there's a very funny one of Kiara with Rhyme's body, because Rhyme has a very funny book in the April Fool's art one. So, there's a lot of good stuff. Somebody has actually dug up this image for me. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SSRs left. Ooh, that is and yes, all these are actually somebody inserted MHX into this. Interesting. Well, it's true. Kichiogen is a welfare as well, so welfares are on here. That's interesting. Okay, so these could include 4 stars. If we have 5 left, that's probably the entire lineup of Lost Belt 6. But will really that be? Will we not get anything new until Lost Belt 6?
No.
So there's definitely some stuff there. Have there been any non-welfare 4 stars new released? I really don't remember. It's been 4 months. Still, interesting stuff. Oh yeah, that's also a really funny one. Oh, so it's definitely got some kind of like Junken feature. Oh, it also kit bashes the backgrounds. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's a triple kit bash. You get head, body, background. And somebody has posted this for Ilya with Berserker's body, which is very funny. I think that was a joke in they did like there was like a 3DS Prisma game or something. Anyway, yeah, it's yet another great funny little thing. It's almost like that they saw that one art meme from like a couple years ago and were like, we can make a game out of this. We can make a dumb thing that does this.
Oh yeah, where they put characters in other characters' costumes.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yes, because it was like it was an art meme, but it was when they activated the like randomize your My Room button, so you could shuffle it really quick, and so they did that whole thing. Oh, redrop going crazy. Smug comma, sassy lost comma in places she shouldn't be. That is pretty goo. Comma's April Fool's face is pretty good. But yeah, so the April Fool's was funny. I'm gonna predict in 2 years what we're gonna get is a weird internet thing that does this as well, because it's just a friggin' algorithm. Hold on. I must now judge. Comma of judgment. One of our most popular new emotes, the comma of judgment. Okay. So, that's news.
The comma love is growing. All according to our plan.
Yeah. People like comma. I mean, I'll say this. We talked about this. We're not gonna go full-blown Ooku spoilers today. People are working. I do want to say, though, as just personal preference, having used her in the event and seen some of her dialogue and stuff and, all that thing, I'm done with the story. Evil comma doing evil things, whatever. Scary face comma, I'm like, I've seen scarier shit than you. Apathy comma, pure kino, pure cinema. That's just like, whatever, dude. I'm just like, I understand this so strongly. I, too, wish to whatever, dude. It's fine. Everything works out for comma in the end. And then there's a spoiler mood for comma that I'm not going to talk about. But there are some in-game CGs, so y'all know what I'm about. But, so, we're not talking about that yet. We are skipping mailbag, because obviously no mailbag submissions were given.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. You wouldn't want to do it anyway. Because we have managed to stretch this part out for 50 minutes, so. Yes. The mecha Elisa. I love it. That's rad. Fuck. Oh, now people are just posting their favorite kit bashes. We've got friggin' Summer Carmilla on Melt's body. She's fucking T-posing. Not quite T-posing, but, hands on hips, dominance pose.
She's here to step on you.
Well, it is Summer Carmilla, so she is. But yeah, so let us round out some free talks. So, I'll do the full Fanservant Friday first. Then I'll talk about post-business stuff. So it's time, once again, for Fanservant Friday. If you're curious and you're watching this on YouTube on a Saturday, it's because this is recorded on a Friday, and so Fanservant Friday is funnier. A lot of people do Fan X Fridays. That's just a generic fandom term I've seen a lot of places. So, Here we are.
Yay.
And it works out, because it is actually Friday for me, right now. Yay. I don't care about your time, it's about me time. Down here, this is our time. That's right, kids. I just referenced the Goonies. So, as voted on by our lovely, lovely patrons, the higher tier patron you are, the more lovely you are. Canon. We're going to talk about Callisto this week, month, whatever. Also possibly spelled Callista, Calliste. It's a Greek thing. There's a couple of different vowels you can throw in there. So, I really liked this potential legend because it ties into a lot of recurring Greek themes, but also ties into several characters we already have in FGO specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So, the short version of the myth, as we like to do, for those of you who don't know about Callisto, is Callisto is actually, I believe in most cases, she is the daughter of King Laocoon. Yes, she's the daughter of King Laocoon, the first werewolf. Now, that means she was not turned into a wolf because she wasn't one of his sons who did the thing. But that is also because she was a follower of Artemis.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, this was a pretty common historical and mythological trope, is Artemis just had a Gals Pal squad that she rolled around in the woods with, killing animals, fighting dudes, being naked with women.
Mm-hmm.
And now you may think to yourself, I don't know, Artemis seems really lovey-dovey over Orion, and even then you can interpret Artemis a lot of different ways. There's not a lot of wiggle room to interpret Callisto. Here's why. So, Callisto, whose name literally can be used as a word to describe beauty, was very fond of her lady Artemis.
Oh, yes.
And she was quite taken with Artemis, and Zeus, old horn dog that he was quite taken with Callisto because she was super pretty. So
And it's like great grandniece or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna presume this is probably after her dad tried to feed Zeus one of his kids, and Zeus was like, "Nah, it's not cool, bro. You're a wolf now."
Rar.
But Zeus, winning yet another Dad of the Year award, came down from Mount Olympus to seduce Callisto in the form of Artemis. Wacky, wild, I know.
By the way, it should be noted that usually when a maiden follows Artemis, they usually take a vow to remain a virgin. So just keep that in mind.
Because Artemis herself specifically requested to Zeus that she never grow up and never have to marry, and is depicted as a virgin goddess. So, there's rules about boning dudes in the companions of Artemis, but apparently there were no rules about making out with Artemis, and then oops, all Zeus. Which led to some concerns several months later. You guys, if you're thinking of the mental dojins, you can predict this as much as you like, because Callisto did get pregnant, and this caused some consternation. So she was discovered by everybody's favorite Lady of the Heavens, Hera, who was quite upset, of course. And basically, Artemis had to kick her out of the squad because she broke the rules, and then Hera was like, nah, it's not cool. Even though, obviously, poor Callisto had no way of knowing.
No.
Literally tricked. Though, I don't know, given the pregnancy, Callisto, maybe you should have asked some questions when some things happened.
I don't know, she was a virgin. Maybe she didn't know what was what.
It's true. Also, I mean, it was Artemis who was a goddess. They're
What is sex education back in those days?
Not to mention, all of those gods are pretty tricksy. After all, Zeus did take the appearance of Artemis, so...
Remember,
Anyway.
Zeus wants a impregnated woman by turning into a golden rain.
Yes. Not as a metaphor, by the way, either. Like, literally a rain of gold. Wild. Weird. The ancient Greeks were real kinky, is what we're getting at.
Yes.
Anyway, so Callisto's been discovered. She gets kicked out of her girl squad, and Hera, of course, because she unfortunately can't do anything about her husband. He won the drawing of straws and is now king of the heavens. Turns Callisto into a bear.
Rawr.
A she-bear.
Rawr.
Now, this is pretty interesting because Callisto gives birth to Arcas, who founds the kingdom of Arcadia, because he's the grandson of King Laocoon, and you may remember that king got turned into a wolf, and so did all of his other sons, so... real hard to run that kingdom. So, Arcas, son of Zeus, is born from a she-bear, and he grows up to be a dude, and he becomes the founder of the kingdom of Arcadia. Well known for its forest. If you've ever heard the term Arcadia used as like a cool, foresty paradise, that's actually a region of Greece that was known for its dense forestation. So, this myth comes to a conclusion, in a pretty fun, typical Greek way, when later, your boy Arcas is out hunting, and he's in the sacred grove of Zeus, where of course he can go, because he's cool like that, being Zeus' kid and all. And he notices there's a bear in here and goes to shoot it, but it's actually his mother. So Zeus, deciding to not be a complete asshole, scoops up both of them and places them in the heavens as Ursa Major and Ursa Minor.
Yay!
That's right. Big Dipper. So, that's the rough version of their story. Now, this is fun for a couple of reasons, because not only is Callisto a former follower of Artemis, and presumably sweet on her, which would be utterly hilarious for lots of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because Orion is represented as Tiny Bear Man, for now anyway. But also, this means that she is the ancestor of Atalante, a future daughter of one of the future kings of Arcadia. So, yeah, that's right, Callisto is the origin of Atalante's bloodline. And Atalante also, by the way, was left alone in the woods and raised by bears. There's a lot of wild animals in this mythology. So obviously, before we get into any fun, cool servant stat details, obviously, design-wise, I am personally picturing Callisto as a kimono mimi bear woman. And also, she should be a muscle girl. She should be super swole because she's a fucking she-bear.
I needed to actually have bear hands.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm thinking full bear paws.
Yeah.
Leg warmers, bear paws, the whole thing. Like, maybe if we get to some different levels, we can do some fun stuff. And I've got some stuff to talk about skills and noble phantasms. But yeah, no, I'm picturing, one, we don't do enough Monster Girls Kimono Mimi stuff, so we'll literally give her the funny bear hands and the ears, and then she can get serious later. But also, she should be fucking swole.
Make it Tama Cat style.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, if you're getting any the big gay energy vibes, you should.
You should.
This is absolutely that. This is pretty canonical for that. So, and especially given how much Artemis is kind of, I mean, she's holding back as a huge dork, but she, as a servant, appears as a huge dork. Obviously, that means that Callisto has to be the cool one, be a little bit butch, maybe. Muscles. I'm not afraid of a strong woman, guys.
Yeah.
So that's my primary thing, and we'll come back to that later. So, for stats and stuff, went for some pretty typical Archer stuff, because obviously being a companion of Artemis, Archer. Medium strength, you know, C+, B+ agility, Archers are fast. Strong endurance, bear. Go for a B. High levels of magic and NP, for reasons we'll get into later. Medium luck, you know. Being the baby mama of a Greek, you know, founding legend is not always good for you.
No.
But you got to become a star bear. That's kind of cool. You know, it's pretty sick. So for skills, went for a Divinity D. So measure of a divine spirit. Callisto is actually very distantly descended from the deities Okeanos and Tethys. So she's got a very, very little bit of divinity in there. Also, it's very interesting how this works out. There is actually an epithet of Artemis, Artemis Callistae, the beautiful Artemis, which shares her name with Callisto. So this is one of those things where maybe Callisto was originally an aspect of Artemis that got split off into her own myth, because myths are weird. So low-level divinity. I gave her the skill Crossing Arcadia, you American listeners from Atalante, at a higher rank, because you could argue that Callisto is the mother of the Kingdom of Arcadia, which is known to be forested, and she's a Huntress of Artemis, so she has that cool ability to cross terrain. This is the quick buff, by the way, that Atalante has. Now, obviously, she got turned into a... I mean, Lucky, would you say it's fair to say that being turned into a bear by Hera means you got turned into a divine beast?
Well, yeah, especially if you then got turned into a constellation signifying a great bear.
Yeah, so monstrous strength, C+. A little bit of monstrous strength, you know. Give you that power. Not entirely human anymore. And then came up with a weird one, because, I got to turn this into... You thought this was just related to Greek heroes. No. God, I love mythology and philosophy. So, this skill name is 7 Rays. So, the 7 stars of the Big Dipper are pretty significant. Like, thematically speaking, a lot of people have associated the number 7 with power. The specific 7 stars are really interesting. And, importantly, these 7 stars were related to the 7 Rays of Theosophy by one Madame Blavatsky. So...
Really?
Yeah. So basically, this skill is... She's got, you know, kind of like a magic crest. The 7 stars of the Big Dipper form an icon of power. Ursa Major is the constellation that governs the Big Dipper, so therefore, because Callisto is Ursa Major, she has a special quality to gain additional resistance to Magecraft, and I gave her class skills, Magic Resistance B, Independent Action C, pretty normal stuff, and gives her a good conceptual understanding of Magecraft, even though she was not in any way a mage.
Honestly, you might think that's weird, but now I think in most Greek heroes that have a constellation usually have some power based on their constellation and whatnot.
Oh, we'll get there. But this is specifically, I was like, this is, the Big Dipper was, Helena did a thing with this? Oh, I'll go there.
We went there.
Helena has a lot of thoughts and feelings about things. It's interesting when you start doing syncretism.
Mm-hmm. So,
2 noble phantasms. Speaking of, you know, constellation stuff, let's actually talk about the one that is alphabetically later. Ursae Majoris, Roar of the Great She-Bear, an anti-personnel self noble phantasm, because it's an always active type noble phantasm, because, hey, Callisto was turned into a she-bear and then into Ursa Major specifically. So
her normal state's a bear.
Yes. But she also was a woman, so she constantly, much like how a lot of people have their, you know, for fun anime reasons, have their semi-warped status, basically, she is always partially fused with being a divine beast, so her parameters are increased, she has natural weapons, bare hands. and has sharp animal senses, etc. But also, because we have precedent for this with your boy Chiron, whenever Ursa Major is in the sky, it acts as her eyes, so she has a form of clairvoyance. So at night, if the bear is high in the sky, she can see wherever she likes. However, her full power is only released when she is bathed in starlight. So a little bit of a nighttime power-up, but also just, extra parameters, extra buffs, and the additional clairvoyancy powers. This is the kind of thing that we represented as, maybe a bonus skill instead of her actual noble phantasm. But give you some fun stuff. And that's because what her combat noble phantasm would be in FGO, I think, I called Artemis Callisto, because I talked about that. 7 stars of the Great Bear, B rank anti-personnel noble phantasm. So, in certain legends, the various huntresses get things from Artemis by join, so in the form of this, she has a silver bow given to her by Artemis, and it fires arrows of starlight. So
Actually,
it's already
wasn't a
super
silver
cool
bow that almost killed her?
Yeah, I believe so also. The silver bow is a recurring symbol. So, yeah, it's related to that. So she has a silver bow, that's her primary weapon. She fires arrows made of pure magical energy, which look like starlight, so she gets to shoot cool anime beam arrows, because why not? And basically, this noble phantasm is the physical manifestation of her oath to Artemis and her dedication to her as a follower, so her pure faith in the goddess. Because, let's be real, technically, Callisto never really broke faith. Like, she got kicked out of the squad for accidentally breaking the rules, because, when your stepmom's mad, you gotta do some things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, she's a skilled markswoman, she fires arrows made of magical energy, and again, because of the 7 stars, Big Dipper, all that stuff, at maximum output, she can fire 7 consecutive strike shots, which hit like a shooting star. So basically, if she goes full true name release, she can fire 7 consecutive attacks, each which hit like a meteor.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, because of kind of her own precision, and again, we talked about that kind of association with the 7 rays, this can disrupt enemy magical flow by hitting certain pressure points, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So probably a single target quick, because you could literally give her 7 hits, and she would have that crossing Arcadia skill for the team quick boost, and then probably stick something like a critical down or a MP seal or something on the enemy. And yeah, that's it. Just I read this legend, and I was like, I can write about a cool lady who is also a bear and shoots bows. And I think it would be an interesting myth for FGO or Fate in general to tackle because of her relationship with other characters. Not just Artemis, but also Atalante, even Helena a little bit. There's a lot of interesting background myth there going on. Also, related to King Laocoon, who he didn't get voted for, but he'll come back someday, and I'll tell you about him, because Werewolf Berserker is cool.
Oof.
But yeah, that's Fanservant Friday.
Yay!
We've resolved it. So I think other than our outro bits, the only other thing to do is to talk about this month's stuff, because it's a new month. Just rolled over. Usually we do some predictions for what's coming to FGO, but we've already announced 3 things happening to FGO in the first week, so we'll come back in a little bit with that. Do expect that Gouda Gouda 3 rerun, though. But for this month, we didn't really get any cool topic suggestions for Teach Me, so this month's Teach Me Omega Sensei will be What Are the True Magics, just because there's no point in holding a poll when there's only one option. But what I did do was create the new Fanservant Friday poll for this month. It is already up. People are already voting. And remember, if you back our Patreon at our 5 and up level, you can vote as well. I didn't really have a strong theme this April. I didn't really have enough to go for a full, Foolish Fools theme. I just thought of some stuff we've been talking about lately and threw up 4 of them. So, this month's poll options are Arsène Lupin, Assassin, bringing back Jorogumo, Berserker, because I mentioned her lately, La Maupin, Saber, and also, I decided, it is Easter, we could throw in a saint in there, so Saint Bridget Lancer is on this list as well. And so, you guys can vote to your heart's content. Saint Bridget is winning slightly. But we've only got 8 votes in, so, you can get your in there and we can see how you go. I'm actually happily surprised Saint Bridget is doing so well, because I would have assumed with our audience that Arsène would have shot to the top. But, yeah, that's basically all I got for future news and stuff. The show managed to be, at least in raw format, over an hour.
Yay!
Do we have anything else to say?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Oh,
well.
Regent Raptor has said he tied it now. Just voted.
Hey, sick. Well, that's what happens when I remind the people who can vote live on a show.
Like, hey, you can vote.
Now everything's quite even. We've got two 30% ties and then two 20% ties. And obviously, I have a lot of these, so it's not like just because somebody... Because obviously this is Droguma's second time in a poll, so just because somebody loses this month doesn't mean they won't come back. So, yeah, okay. Well, if we don't have anything else to go, I will let Lucky go so he can go back to restifying, hanging out, doing stuff. And I can go back to farming Ooku or something. I want to get some farms. I got a couple statues and stuff to get out of there. And we'll see you guys next week for more Let's Talk FGO. Obviously, I will hit you up if there's any surprise news announcements over the week. Stay tuned for, obviously, whatever Easter is. We don't know, but it'll happen by the time the show goes live, I'm sure. There's literally nothing we can do about it besides delay the show, but we didn't. So, sue me? Eh?
Sue him.
I also do want to remind everybody, this is the month we come out of YouTube jail. That will be the 11th, so I for sure... well, I think so on that. Yeah, I don't know. That might be... I have to double check with some stuff. That might be the day we're getting re-roofed, but hopefully I will be available the 12th Monday, the day after that, because we have our usual RPG game on Sunday. And I'm not going to reschedule that just to stream. But that Monday I should be able to stream, and I have successfully installed Subnautica, but also there is that new Among Us map, so we'll talk more about that some other time, I'm sure. I'm going to tell you now, I don't know if we're doing What's Up this week. I don't think Lucky knows if we're doing What's Up this week. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
We'll see what happens.
Because I gotta be real, Lucky, if you've been basically incapacitated for a couple days, I don't know if you have anything new to talk about on What's Up.
Not really, no.
And I have been smashing OQ pretty hard, other than talking about how we had a really interesting but slightly annoying D&D encounter this week. I don't really know what I've got to talk about either. Other than that, I wrote a lot of stuff for Star Wars, but I'm sure we'll talk about that some other time, too.
Yeah, no. Like, I think I had some stuff to talk about Star Wars, because honestly, I've been doing thinking on that, but it's not something that's going to go
tomorrow
away.
Is like. Yeah, it's not like we're going to... Our campaign is not ending literally tomorrow, so we have plenty of time to talk about it. Alrighty, I hope you guys have enjoyed Let's Talk FGO. Be sure to shoot Lucky all your well wishes in the comments, no matter how much he complains. But don't hug Lucky, you're going to hurt him. His back's bad.
Please
don't do that. And that's the show. So, if you like this episode, be sure to give it a like. If you have any comments, perhaps saying how much you want Lucky to feel better, and that laughter is the best medicine, leave those in the comment section down below. You can also join our Discord. That link is, as always, in the video description and on our channel page. And if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel to get more quality videos like this one and that April Fool's thing, which you should, again, watch because it's literally 13 seconds.
Lucky it's not quality right now, though. Oof.
But if you subscribe, you will get more quality content. It will arrive to you.
Eventually.
And of course, even if you already subscribed, make sure to hit that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video. And of course, when we start streaming again.
Soon,
TM. You can also, if you want to support us another way, join our channel memberships. Click that join button below or the link in the description. Get access to emotes. More joins we get, more emotes we get. I think it's been a while since we got any new members, so we haven't gone up in emote slots in a while. But consider it, Feeks? Feeks and the Pukinies. Whatever, the show's ending. I don't have to talk much longer.
No.
I just have one final thing to say in the outro bit, which is to remind everybody, as we said at the front of the show, and also just now when we talked about the poll, you can support us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early in audio format for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year. At higher levels, you get access to topic polls, early video releases, live shows, and more. So check it out. Support us. Also, if you are a patron who supports us, most people got in, but double check. Patreon the servers were briefly borked on April 1st, so we got some declines. So double check everything got processed correctly so you can get your benefits. And, yeah, we will see you guys next week for more Let's Talk FGO, for sure.
For sure.